Get to know David E. Lucas. He's a dynamic speaker, mentor, and 2 times best-selling author of It's Dark, But I Can Still See the Light, and Destiny Calling My Name. He and I discussed the topic, cultivating the learning experience during the pandemic. Okay, let's dive on in. Hey everybody, I am excited about today's special guest. Please help me welcome David E. Lucas to the Shondria Show. David, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Fantastic. No complaints.
That's good. That's great. That's wonderful.
So I want to welcome you to the show. Let's dive on in. Tell me about your life as an author, speaker, and mentor.
Well, I can definitely say it wasn't an easy role, but my life is just simply, it's just David E. Lucas. So basically what I do is I just speak, I motivate, and I encourage the hearts of young people around the world. And so that is just focusing on special needs, kids that have IEPs, behavior modification plans, anything you can think of dealing with the special needs realm or educational realm. That's my life. And I've written 2 best-selling books that's entitled It's Dark, But I Can Still See the Light, and also Destiny is Calling My Name. So that's about who I am and how I came to this wonderful achievement in my life.
Wow, congratulations on all of your success thus far. Where are you from and how did you get your start in the industry?
Well, I'm actually from a small city of Dalton, South Carolina. Then I moved recently to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I got married to my beautiful wife in this December. So I just recently moved here, and how I got started in the industry is where in my high school career, I was actually put in, longer than that, been put in special needs classrooms, but I started finding my calling after I took out special needs classrooms, go to regular mainstream classrooms. And that's really how I got to this point and how I started just really motivated and really traveling and really inspiring writing books. So yeah.
Wow. Congratulations on getting married. Congratulations on not 1, but 2 best-selling books. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Well, today I want to discuss the topic, cultivating the learning experience during the pandemic. As you and I both know, learning requires a special, motivated, and positive mindset. So tell me in your own words, the type of attitude that's required to set educational goals and excel in them.
Well, the first one I want to definitely just say, you must have a mindset to keep pushing, and you should definitely not let fear get in the way of, or even stop pushing you from where you're trying to go. So in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of so much is happening, you should just have that push, and definitely don't allow fear, don't allow your own self-denial to stop you from where you're trying to go. So even though we're in the midst of this pandemic, just don't let it stop you. Just keep going and just keep pushing.
Wow, see how motivating you are? I mean, that's a word for anybody, even if you're not in school. My goodness. How can you encourage adult learners out there who are juggling higher education and life itself, including, you're talking about family, career, business, and responsibility? I can vouch for this. I'm currently pursuing my MBA on top of everything else. It is a doozy. But, what do you say to that? How can you encourage people like me?
Well, the crazy thing about it, I want to just use one definitely a very person that really means a lot to, especially African American culture. Definitely to the people that is known as our 44th president, Barack Obama. Barack Obama has given an assignment when he was actually in school. When his teacher told me, she said, "You know what? You got to write an assignment. Your assignment is going to be, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Okay, that's what they offer him. What do you want to be when you grow up? And he wrote in that particular assignment, he said, "I want to be the president of the United States one day." And as we all know, that Barack Obama has definitely see that, and he has become our 44th president. And I say that to say this, is that you must have a mindset to be unbreakable. You must have a mindset to not allow do not allow anything come against you, because at the end of the day, is Barack Obama just did only a written assignment in school. What does that mean to you? And what does that mean to all of us? That we have to continue to keep pushing, to keep grinding, and definitely not allow anything to stop us. And yes, doesn't matter how old you is, doesn't matter how young you is, we can all pursue education. Education is possible, and it's something we should all supposed to necessarily try to do. But I just want to encourage you all to definitely just keep going, and just remember Barack Obama. That was a young assignment that he has just started when he was in grade school, and look where it had got him at today. Now he's not a president right now, but he has served our president and done many things around the world. So I just want to give you that mindset.
I appreciate that story. I never knew that. They say write the vision, make it plain, and what you see, thoughts become things. I wholeheartly believe in that. And so to be a young boy writing that I want to be president, man, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, that's how it's done, right?
This can happen.
So my next question is, how can grade school students at any level overcome a lack of motivation for school during a pandemic? Because we've been remote learning now for a year. So they had to survive last school year. Then there was a summer session. Then we thought in the fall we would be back. Yeah. We're not back. And now we're on the third term of the school year. As they round out into the last quarter of the school year, how can you encourage them at any level?
Well, definitely. I want to just give you all, I have written 5 steps that can really help you and enhance you. The first step I have for you is setting a major goal. You must set a major goal. That's anything dealing with an assignment, that's even just dealing with a quiz or a test, or even if you're a parent, just dealing with making sure that your child meet that quota or meet that grade that you want them to accomplish. The second thing I have for you is to make a study plan, okay? Any of us that's actually in education, that are even a student, or even a parent, like I said before, you should always make a study plan. Figuring out how you can achieve that, what it takes to achieve that, and how long you can achieve that particular goal. So make that study plan. And the third thing is breaking down tasks. You have to break down tasks. If you like me, I can't do everything all in one time. I have to break things down day by day, and even sometimes hour by hour. And that's really where my study plan comes in. Also where my planner comes in at as well, or even my calendar that I use every day, is because I have to break down the task of what I have to accomplish at hand. And the second to the last point I have for you is taking notes. And if you're in school, and I know it's cliche, I know we hear our teachers say it all the time, why should I take notes? Is it really important? Yes, you should take notes. And when I say take notes, take key points that you can remember. That when I was in school, they use keywords or that you can remember so that you can be able to pass that quiz or that test. And the last final thing that I want to give you on today is ask questions. Listen, I know people may say that if the classroom clown, there's always one person in the classroom, you're always raising that hand and you just get sick of him. Listen, that used to be the child that really be successful because he asks questions, she asks questions so that they can understand the material. So definitely, I just want to let you all know to set a major goal, to make a study plan, break down the task, take notes, and ask questions.
Those are great tips. And I think that they can help students at any grade level, from K through 12 and beyond, for sure. I'm big on planners. I'm big on, I live out of a planner, even personal goals. Like I'd rather have a meeting or working on the show or a nap, like everything goes in a planner. Now there's a lot of parents out there helping their children with remote learning every day. We have parents that have stepped up, like I have to be the teacher at home now. How can parents overcome that overwhelming feeling of serving as the teacher at home?
Well, I would definitely say create a timetable that will break down your studies, even if you're in school. I'll say I use it like this: it's like a 1 hour study block within 15 minutes. So I may study 1 hour, but then I get a break 15 minutes. And so for a parent that may not be overwhelmed, I'll just have to say, if you just make things a timetable, say, okay, well, listen, Johnny, okay, listen, we go study an hour, okay? I'm gonna give you a 15-minute break, Johnny, okay, so we can complete the task at hand, okay? So that you don't have to be overwhelmed. And so, and I also recommend, if you are in a home, I'm very visible, so if you can put it on the kitchen table or actually on the refrigerator, say, okay, listen, today we're going to study this hour, today we're going to study and we're going to have a break 15 minutes, and then the next assignment we're going to do an hour, 15 minutes, just to break it down so they can actually see it, and you can also see how you can accomplish it. Just basically just figuring out what works best, because each child will learn differently.
So structuring a plan, sharing that plan with your student, and then that eases up the
stress,
frustration, and the stress. I see that. That makes sense. Now, what tools can you suggest or tips to use to ease remote learning at home for parents? I know you mentioned the calendar, you mentioned making a plan, but what I'm talking about emotionally. How can you emotionally ease that stress?
Emotionally, so by chance, I am a behavioral therapist. It's what I do all day, every day. I definitely want to just definitely say is being overwhelmed, especially with so much of this pandemic. Just taking a moment for yourself, and I say it to say this, I say this humbly, parents or students, taking that day, even taking a couple of hours, listen to soft music, having a moment to dilute what's happening or what's going on around you. Even sometimes taking a walk sometimes, or even just going to walk the dog, or just going doing your favorite things you like to do. Some kids like playing video games. Just taking that hour or so, just to do what you love to do. And have that self-care moment. I know sometimes people say, just do a day. Sometimes it takes more than a day. For some, it takes me every day to have a self-care day, because it's so much is happening. But just be able to give in that particular time to yourself. Also, I want to definitely say, just be organized as well. So just try to be organized. I mentioned as being a planner, and just set certain numbers of the hour of the day to just make sure you complete those assignments or complete that particular job or what you're trying to accomplish as well, and set clear objectives, so that you can make sure that you get those objectives done. Make sure that your child's at a good place in a good headspace as well, because kids do stress as well. Kids do go through a lot as well, but just making sure that you can be able to understand what they're going through, and just having an open ear as well, so that when your child do come to you, that you can be open for them to hear what they're saying, how they're feeling, so that they can be able to come with you for any other problems they may have. So yeah.
Phenomenal tips. I think that this is going to be so helpful for students all over the world at any age, and also for parents at home that are assisting their children with remote learning. Well, I want to thank you for being my special guest on the Chandria Show today. If anyone is interested in working with you or following your journey, what's the best way to connect?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on my website, and that's www.davidelucasspeaks.com. Okay, that is www.davidelucasspeaks.com. Or you can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook and all other social medias at David E. Lucas Speaks. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest. You take care.
Thank